Remember, this morning conversation is around the journey to make progress, and I'm sharing information that I find very useful in maintaining a positive mindset around my pursuit of progress. And I hope that those of you who are on a similar tangent also find the messages helpful. Today's question is very simple. Do you know your allies? Do you know your allies? Are you clear of those who are for you and the rest? Because sometimes there is a lot of confusion around those who are for you. For most people, the notion of those for you is around those who like you, those who cheer for you, those who make noise for you. Those are the people you think are for you. And obviously, if somebody supports you, the data will suggest that they might be for you. Not necessarily true, but it may look that way. There's a group of people who can be for you, but they can be for you in very subtle ways. They can be for you in very unpleasant ways. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of the time, it's difficult for a lot of people to recognize their champions, especially the champions who are not afraid to tell the bitter truth. The champions who are not afraid to say it as it is. And I've always said, as you make it up, you've got to make sure that you maintain around you some of your originals, because often those are the only ones who can tell you the truth. When you are a nobody, anybody can tell you anything. As you begin to become a somebody, some people will not be able to tell you, especially those you feed, the people who want something from you, the people who need something from you. They are not going to have the balls to offend you. And so as you go up in life, you find a lot of yes men around you. You find a lot of rubber stampers. And that is not helpful. That is actually quite unhelpful, because it means that you will have no correction. It means that nobody will tell you when you are veering off the straight and narrow. It means that you are prone to mistakes because you have no correction. That's actually a very scary place. There should be some people who remain in your life, who have the balls to tell you as it is, and they can tell you when you are out of order. I have a group of friends, I have a friendship group, and one of them is doing very well, and so she goes everywhere with her PA. We hung out some time ago, and her behavior around the PA was not acceptable. The way she spoke to the PA was unacceptable, and so I couldn't hold it. I just couldn't. And I'm like, girl, listen, I understand, and I know this thing with staff, and especially staff who come from where we do, and I know their behaviors and the fact that they require a little bit more firm correction and whatnot. That's all very true. However, this one we just saw is beyond correction. This one we just saw is on the spectrum of abuse. This one here shows you off in a light that I wouldn't want you shown in. So watch it. There were 3 of us. When we finished hanging out and we left each other, the 3rd person sent me a message to say, you know, what you did today is something that has earned my respect even more. Because if I'm perfectly honest, I also saw it, but I was thinking how she will react and respond, and I did not want to offend her, so I wasn't going to say anything. And I'm very grateful, I'm very glad that you did. And one of the things that I am taking forward is that, you know, if I ever overstep in your presence, you will certainly go for it and you will let me know. And yeah, that's something I really appreciate. And I was saying to her, well, don't beat yourself about it. This person is one of my oldest friends. I've known this person for such a long time. We were in school together. We know each other that well that I am able to tell her anything. She was nothing when I knew her. I was nothing when she knew me. She can insult me if she wants. It won't bother me. And I can tell her as it is. And in that conversation, I realized something that is worth sharing yet again. This is why the advisors always say that as you go up, keep some of your oldest people around you. Not necessarily because they might be the most useful as advisors, not necessarily because they might know where you are going. Most of the people you knew when you were little are not on the tangents that you are on. But some of those people are probably the only people who will be able to tell you. Sometimes your values shift and you are going too far off in a direction. And recently I found myself in a position like that. And one of my near dear faithfuls was like, that's not you. That's not you. That's just desperation seeping into your systems. That's just ambition, over ambition getting in the way. And as soon as the person called me out, I sat and I looked and I realized, yeah, absolutely right. Sometimes your champions, they are not cheerleaders. Some of the better champions, they admonish you, they correct you, they pull you back on the straight and narrow. And no, the process of pulling you back to the straight and narrow is unpleasant. So no, they are not people who will be clapping, but they are not against you. I've seen a lot of people label some of their champions as naysayers. They always have something negative to say because they see negative things that they know nobody else will pick up with you, and so they tell you. It's not that they are jealous, and they are jealous. No, they are not jealous of you, honey. They want you to win, and they are doing everything they can to help you to win. That's what they are doing. She used to be on my side. She is still on your side. At the moment, you are messing up. And that's why being on your side requires some nasty truth to be told to you. So they will tell it to you. And in fact, those who are bothered to go through that effort, those who have the balls to do it, those are the people you actually should hold very close and very dear. Because they are unique. They are unique. I've seen this accusation too often. I've seen great relationships ruined because of this misunderstanding. Jealousy and naysaying is real. I'm not going to say people are not jealous. I'm not going to sit here and tell you people are not naysayers. But naysayers are not the same as those who want to correct you. naysayers are not the people who want you to see your limits and to work on it before it becomes too late. It's a bit like parents. See, I am one of the harshest correctors of my children. I love those children. I'll give my kidney and kill 3 people to have kidneys on standby for them. I will. However, it is also my job to let them know when they have character traits that could be problematic going forward. So I do that job. I do that job out of love and duty. And yeah, there are some people in your life who will tell you the truth out of love and out of duty. Will you know the difference between those people and the ones who do it to attack? Their actions may look identical. What comes out of their mouth may be identical. My friend was like, well, yeah, the champions, they will at least not want to destroy your self-esteem. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you just need to hear it pure and raw. And if you need to hear it pure and raw, they will tell you pure and raw. And it can be very difficult to tell the difference between pure and raw for corrective purposes and pure and raw for alternative purposes. But I think it's really important that you are clear of the difference between the versions of pure raw that people can deliver to you, so that you can save yourself the time and effort of accusing those who are for you. And you might ease off on the process of destroying relationships that are nurturing. Because if you don't, you will only end up with yes men around you. And that for me is the most dangerous thing that can happen when you are on the prospective journey to improve. You need breaks, you need boundaries, and you need enforcers of those boundaries. You need people who should be very clear of those boundaries and be able to recognize when you are not operating within them. And they should have no fear to tell you. In fact, they should still be afraid of your reaction and tell you anyway, because they cannot lie to you. If you find yourself those people, nurture them, cherish them, because that's special. That is special. It is one of the things that the lucky ones know. And so you would notice, usually with showbiz, you will find that the people who have authority figures within their teams, sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a long-standing friend, sometimes it's a sibling, an older sibling, somebody who this person respects, somebody whose word counts for something in the team, somebody who's not afraid to take the corrective position in a person's life. You will find that the arts does not really compromise the person. The success does not compromise the person as much as those who don't have these figures around them. If you make so much money that you feed everybody around you, and everybody is looking for your pound of flesh, it's going to be very difficult for you to get constructive feedback. It's going to be very difficult for people to be honest and sincere with you. Mine was making a deal, and the deal he was making was one which compromised a moral ground. And the person who called him out was his wife. And so obviously he booked initially to come and consult me because he was reeling. To him, it was a betrayal. Can you believe my own wife? Like, yep, I can believe it. because what you are telling me suggests that she was right. Kweku, how are you doing? Yeah, Adam. Oh, suddenly some comments have popped in. I did not see nobody's names and no comments all the way up until now. Hi, good morning. My own wife. I'm like, yeah. Your own wife is the person who knows your moral standing a little bit more than the rest. No, your staff are not going to be able to tell you. They draw their salary from you. In fact, your staff don't know you. Your staff don't care. They just want you to pay them. Your staff is looking for more money. And if you sell your soul to make more money and they get their share of it, they will be happy. They are not worried about your soul. Your wife is. Your wife is. So your wife, looking at your well-being overall, has decided that she probably is going to be the only one who can. And yeah, you are ripping her to shreds. You are behaving like a blooming toddler. But she's still doing it anyway because you matter to her. You are important to her. She cares. The rest don't. And after that consultation, after a while, when he has calmed down a little bit, he comes back and he says, you know, I needed to hear that from you. I really needed to hear that from you because I was not reading this right. And yes, all the advisors, all the people who were pushing him, urging him to keep going in the direction in which he was, were only thinking about commission. And in fact, his wife could also have gone that way because that deal was a big one. He would have brought a lot of money. But it would have created a lot of problems going forward. But yeah, it's difficult sometimes for you to see your champions in the right light when the noise around you is contrary. Everybody says you are fantastic. Ama Manson is fantastic. Ama Manson is fantastic. As fantastic as Ama Manson can get, there has to be room for improvement. Who is going to let you know that there is room for improvement? Who's going to let you know? Who calls you out? If you don't have those people in your natural systems, you've got to build them. Sometimes you have to pay people to do that job for you. Yeah, that's what coaches and mentors do. They are not emotionally involved with you. They are invested in your success, and so they will watch out for things and they will let you know. Sometimes you have to do what my friend does. Come and pay a friend like me, who has objectivity and distance and will be able to help you work through. It is so important that you have people who can tell you. Because you see, if I was one of those yes people, if he had asked me about his wife as a yes man, I'd have told him his wife was being unreasonable and that yes, it was better. This person is very successful. If they didn't make another dime, they will still live very comfortably for the rest of their lives and pass on a healthy inheritance to children. This person does not need to make some of those moves in business. Those moves are for rookies, newbies, hungry souls. When you are hungry and you are willing to sell your soul for a dime, you probably would make moves like that. But that move is not for a person who's mature, a person who is established. Should not make those moves. And the people who would be able to tell you those are the people who have been there, the people who are invested in you and your well-being, those who really truly care about you. Those are the only ones who probably would make this call and make it accurately. Otherwise, the rest of them are like, yes, come on, more money, more success, chase your career, chase your career. Yes, many people have chased their careers, been very successful at their careers, and ended up very empty, very lonely, yeah, very isolated as a result of poor advice. All your advices can't be tactical. All your advices cannot be looking at physicals. Some of your advices have to be looking at your well-being. Some of your advices will have to look at your emotions. Some of your advices should be here, looking at your whole person. And yeah, finding somebody who will pray for you and give you hope is good. Having somebody with a high moral compass who would be able to assess situations and tell you this is a no, don't do that. Yeah, that's important. Don't disrespect that. It's important. Having advisors or friends. I keep saying people that you went to secondary school with, you went to primary school with, they have a value that all the people you meet in later years will not be able to compete with. They know you. They know where you come from. They understand your original value systems. They do. And their understanding of your initial value systems could be very, very useful in helping you navigate the changing scenes and form your new alliances and so on. So this morning I ask you, who is around you and what do they say to you? Do you have diversity around you, or do you just have rubber stampers? Yes, men. If that's all you have, I kid you not, that's not good enough. If that's all you have, that's a handicap. And you want to do something about it, like you want to do something about all handicaps. Let there be people who can tell it as it is in your life. Liberate people to not be afraid to tell you. Let people know that you can't promise to like everything they say, but you would at least listen. Keep your channels open and let people share feedback with you openly, honestly, sincerely, so that you may get full feedback to base your actions on. This message finds some of you in the right season. I really do hope that this message actually finds you before you build your team. I hope it finds you in your formative stages when you are busy organizing people around you, so that you can have these thoughts in your mind in the choosing of your people. I hope that this hasn't come too late, and that it doesn't come and breed regret. But even if it comes to you when your team is already established, when you look around you and all you see is rubber stampers and yes men, it's not too late to do something about it. This message should just be the trigger that helps you to recognize what is missing and the extension you need. I hope serves that purpose for you. I pray that it does. Me, I have arrived in place. I'm going to go and serve my masters, and when I'm done with service, maybe I shall be back in touch on my way out. These days on the way out, funnily enough, I like to be quiet. So, if I have the capacity to hold a conversation, then I would. And even if I don't, I think that I have said enough around this particular thing for it to be of benefit to those who need to benefit. Build diverse teams. Have different kinds of advisors. Obviously, get positive reinforcers, but also get some bitter truth tellers. Yeah, balance it out. The positive enforcers will help keep your esteem intact and maintain your morale. But the bitter truth tellers are also just as important because they help you do things with fidelity. They help you avoid traps. I'll see you guys later.